buying and leasing are two different things. So it has many implications, accounting wise, for the company's books, and also tax wise. So there's two things to consider.
Tax.
So if you compare to buying, when you want to buy, you have to pay deposit, down payment, 20%, 10%. It's quite a big amount, right?
Yep.
And especially for Singapore with the COE and the vehicle value, easily the car can be 180,000, 240,000. If you're gonna pay 20%, 30%, 40%. Okay, good luck.
Yeah,
But
good luck.
Small business owners often face challenges in order for them to grow. It is not easy for an individual out there to get a proper advice, and even so they are advices, it might either be the wrong one or the one without proper hands-on experience on the field itself. Hi, I'm Humaira from Accounting Superhero. Me and my team handle sales and client success work for our clients both in Malaysia and in Singapore. Every week, I will book a one-to-one session with Mr. Faz, who is my boss, for me to get a bit of mentoring from him for me to perform better in my role. Join me as I go through various topics with him relevant to business owners like yourself who are keen to grow and go to the next level. But before that, I would like to just put a bit of a disclaimer in which whatever will be shared by Mr. Faz will be based on his real-life experience as a chartered accountant in the industry for more than 20 years. Just so you know, Mr. Faz is a no bullshit kind of person. You ready? Let's go.
Hi, Mr. Faz.
hi, Humaira, how are you?
Good.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, we are towards the end of Ramadan. And so far, everything has been fine on my end. How about you?
Okay, so far I think better than last year, insyaAllah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think some days are a bit dry lah. Nak kena minum more, drink
Yeah.
more water lah. Yeah.
Yeah. Because some days also is a bit more sunny than the other days, right?
Yes,
So,
it's correct. It's true.
can. Right. So,
I hope it'll be a good Ramadan for you until the end. InsyaAllah, last 10 days.
insyaAllah.
Most important
Yeah.
10 days.
Yeah, insyaAllah.
InsyaAllah.
Okay, can. So today I'm meeting you actually because I always have a topic on my head in where I wait for the right time to ask you lah. So today I got something which I feel like it's a great thing to discuss because it's actually related to a vehicle owned by a company.
Oh.
Yeah, not really owned in a way. There are some companies who choose to lease vehicles for their business use kan. And even though it's just vehicles, it play a major role in my opinion because vehicles enable business to say go to client's place, transport anything from here to there. Yeah, it plays a major role though it's just a vehicle. But then I think as per mentioned, some companies choose to lease, some companies choose to buy the vehicle itself, and there are things to weigh before companies can decide whether to lease or buy vehicles lah. So this is what I'm planning to ask you further lah, Mr. Faz, today.
Okay. Interesting that you ask about vehicles lah. So I think this will be an interesting topic in a sense because buying and leasing are two different things. So it has many implications, accounting wise, for the company's books, and also tax wise. So there's two things to consider.
Tax.
Yeah. So tax also is a different story, but hopefully we can touch on these two topics lah. And I think maybe I can try to give you as much relevance to both Singapore and Malaysia lah. InsyaAllah, I think I know this. Maybe to start off with, I can start with what's the difference between buying and leasing a company vehicle. So since we are talking about company vehicle, not personal vehicle, right? So the difference between buying and leasing is when you buy, you will actually pay the full cost of the vehicle upfront, or you take a loan to finance it. So when you buy a vehicle, you pay the full upfront cost. Okay, so you pay in full cash or something, or if you can't, you'll do financing lah. But you basically will have to bear the full cost. The business will own the asset. The business will own the vehicle. Thereby, the vehicle becomes the business asset lah. So in short, it will show up inside the company's books. And then because the vehicle is the company's vehicle, you will have to take responsibility for maintaining the vehicle,
Yeah.
make sure that it's roadworthy, complies with regulations,
Mm.
and eventually,
Road
if you want to
tax
sell
and
it off, sorry,
road tax and all, is it?
yes, correct, road tax,
Insurance.
insurance, and then you know what the maintenance which is quite lah, the
Oh
normal
yeah, yeah.
maintenance, and eventually when you want to dispose, you have to sell it off. You have to make sure it's sold off in the correct way lah,
Mm.
or it's actually being deregistered or something lah. So responsibility is all yours. Okay.
Oh,
Leasing a vehicle is a bit different. Leasing a vehicle is you pay a certain amount for the right to use the vehicle.
mm.
So the vehicle is not yours. Maybe the
Okay.
vehicle is belonging to another company. So that company leases out to you. You pay them every month, like you're renting from them.
Mm.
But we use the word lease because it's usually a longer period. Rental is short term,
Oh.
daily, monthly, that kind of thing. Lah. But leasing means can be 2 years, can be 5 years, can be 7 years. So it's a longer term commitment.
Can say minimum term is 2 years around
Yes, around there,
there?
yes.
Lease. Okay.
Correct. And then at the same time, the ownership of the vehicle, it is still with the company. That company which owns it lah. You are just leasing only. And then at the same time, during the period, you will not have to bear any costs of maintaining the vehicle. They will maintain the vehicle for you. So you just have to use it as you normally use it. And after the end of the lease, you can return the vehicle to them at no cost. You can also tell them, look, now that the agreement has finished, can we upgrade the vehicle?
Oh,
Also,
can
there's a
upgrade.
possibility. Maybe change the vehicle, pay a bit more, pay the same amount, and you get a better vehicle. It's possible. At the same time, some lease agreements they also give you a flexibility in the sense that because you have leased it for 7 years, right? You have already paid for quite a lot for it, right? In a sense, maybe they have a buy clause. A buy clause means you
Oh,
can
buy
purchase it
clothes.
for maybe $100 or $1,000.
Lower price.
Usually very small price. Yeah. So
Oh,
these are the things which we call a leasing lah.
understand.
Yeah.
Okay, just now you mentioned, Mr. Fast, the lessor, I think.
Mm.
Lessor is the one leasing from.
Lessor is the one who owns the vehicle. They are
Oh, okay.
leasing it to you. So you become the lessee.
Lessee, okay.
Yes.
So say the lessee, right? They don't have to bear any cost related. But what if during them leasing the the car, something happened and if something happened, I believe it's still on them. But what if it's more of a wear and tear thing that because car depreciates, right?
Mm.
So what if there's anything happen out of depreciation of the car? Will they
Very
bear the
good.
cost?
Yeah.
Or
Very good question. Basically, right, every cost associated with keeping the vehicle, the lessor will pay.
lessor
Yes.
still?
So
Okay.
the owner will pay for insurance, will pay for road tax, will pay for maintenance. And then if there's an accident or something that happened, then of course insurance will kick in, but the owner will take the vehicle back. They will fix it.
Understand.
And sometimes they may even have a replacement vehicle for you as well. So your use is not interrupted. Yeah.
Understand. Okay, can. Where and yeah, it's reasonable if it's still on the lessor lah, because cannot be helped if it's a wear and tear thing. Can.
However, I must tell you so. There are also other options for leasing. Not say options lah. There are other like permutations of this leasing, which actually looks more on a purchase, but is a lease. It's like a hybrid, I would say. So meaning you pay a certain amount, right, every month. The vehicle is not yours. Okay, road tax and insurance they will cover for you. The lessor covers for you. However, certain maintenance you will pay for it.
Hire purchase
It's not a purchase.
Oh, kan lain.
It's not. Okay.
Hire purchase is another thing
Yes. High purchase is ownership. When you buy, you don't pay full amount. You finance it. That's high purchase.
Oh.
So this one is still leasing tau, but there's certain costs that they ask you to pay.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
bit weird, I know, but there is lah. So for example, they will tell you like your tires, you will have to change yourself. Okay, and then the standard maintenance, like every 6 months maintenance, they will cover. But anything extra than that, repair works or whatever it is, replacement of parts or what, they will charge you. So there could be some hybrid approach as well. Just for you to note lah.
That's new lah for me.
It happens
Can.
both in Singapore and Malaysia lah. So if you want to do a lease, you have to really read the the terms and conditions really carefully lah.
Understand. Okay. So I think I want to touch first on the purchase of the vehicle itself.
Okay.
So sure there will be pro and con. So can you share a bit on the pro and cons of buying a company vehicle?
Sure. Buying a company vehicle means you will purchase the vehicle either outright or using finance, and the vehicle will be registered under the company's name. So the good thing about it is that maybe you finance it for 3 years or 5 years or something, right? But after it's fully paid, that 3 years, the vehicle is yours. You don't have to return it to anybody else or what. It's yours to use without any finance, no installments, nothing lah. You just have to pay for maintenance, the usual stuff, and it's yours. So you keep the vehicle. In Singapore, of course, there's COE, so you can keep it for 10 years. Okay?
COA?
COE is Certificate of Entitlement.
Oh,
Yeah, so it
COE,
allows you
okay.
to purchase a vehicle and keep it for 10 years.
I understand. Okay.
After that, you have to scrap the vehicle.
Understand.
In Malaysia, no lah, there's no COE, so you can keep it for life. Inshallah, as long as it's roadworthy, you can still use it. So ownership is maintained and settled by the owner. Another good thing is there's no mileage limits. Mileage limits means if you were to lease a vehicle, sometimes the lessor tells you in 1 year you cannot travel more than
Got such
20,000.
thing, eh?
Yes. You know, they will have restrictions because they don't want the car to be overused.
Faham.
Right? So what's an example of overuse? If you use the car for Grab.
Oh,
Yeah.
side thing.
Private hire vehicle. So for this kind of situation, in 1 year, maybe you will hit 100,000 kilometers. But whereas for a normal person who drives for work, you won't hit more than 20. Right? So that's the difference.
Probably the mileage limit. But not really lah. I was thinking, no. I retract back my question.
No worries.
Okay.
So no
that's
mileage
another
limits, I think it's a good thing, because especially when if your business requires the vehicle to be on the road a lot, you have to drive here, doing deliveries and everything, right? Without a mileage limit means good lah. You don't have to worry about it.
Yep.
You just have to maintain it only. Another good thing about owning it is that the depreciation for tax purposes, is then given to the company. So there's a tax benefit as well. So as long
tax
as
benefit, okay.
as long as it's used for business, you get some tax deductions, you get some tax depreciations for the ownership as well. However, this part I must caution, in Malaysia, of course, there's certain limits. If you buy a passenger vehicle, there's some limits on the value, like 150,000 ringgit or below or something like that. You have to read into the a bit in depth before you make the purchase. If in Singapore, it's a bit different. Under the company, you can only buy a commercial vehicle. That means it's a light goods vehicle. It's a vehicle for you to carry things. It's not to carry passengers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So only that category you can buy under a company, but you'll get full tax deduction. Everything that you spend on the vehicle, you can get tax deduction lah.
This is like say
Like van.
a Ford that got space
Yes, at
to
the back.
put things.
Yes, a pickup truck, a van, maybe a heavy van. It could be the big one, like they can take maybe 3 ton or something.
Yeah.
It can be a lorry, it can be a trailer, so these are the really used for business lah, not for carrying any passengers in that sense.
That business owner can buy these are
Yes.
Oh, meaning those say, I think the short buses or van that carry passengers, that those are all leased. Meaning?
Okay, for those, it is still possible, but provided that your business is doing transportation.
Oh, nature of business. Okay.
Yes.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so it's a bit fixed to what is the nature of business.
Okay.
But basically, you can't buy a car lah.
Cannot.
Right?
A normal car cannot.
Cannot. Yeah. Because the car is a passenger vehicle. It's actually for personal use.
Betul. Yeah. Okay, makes sense. Buying, betul. Okay.
A bit different lah, Singapore and Malaysia. the bad thing about buying the vehicle is that, of course, there's a lot of high upfront cost lah. So there's a deposit to be paid, usually 10%, 20%, 30%. In Malaysia, I know by practice it can be 0, it can be 10%. Sometimes it's 20%. And it depends on the vehicle. But in Singapore, I can tell you straight up, if it's a new vehicle, it can be 30%. If it's a used vehicle, it can be 40 to 50%. So the deposits are quite high, a lot. You know? And on top of that, there's still road repayments as well.
This podcast has been brought to you by Accounting Superhero, your trusted zero and SME compliance partner in Singapore and Malaysia. Switch up to Accounting Superhero today.
So the one of the not nice thing about buying is that the upfront costs, like for example the deposit, you have to pay this at the point of purchase. So in Malaysia it can be 0, it can be 10%, it can be 20%, depends. But in Singapore it's much higher.
Mr. Faz, what's the relevance of second-hand car having to pay more deposit?
Oh,
If you...
okay.
Yeah.
So remember in Singapore there is a COE, right? So the car can only be used for 10 years, right? So because of that you already know that the remaining years is shortened already.
Okay.
So they don't want you to pay less, they want you to pay more deposit. So your remaining loan is not so high. So for example, if you were to buy if you were to buy a new car, a new vehicle, it's 10 years, right? So you pay say 30%, 70% you can pay over 7 years. Okay. But if you were to buy a used vehicle,
okay. I think I get the
the
idea.
balance of years is shorter, right?
Yeah,
Maybe it's already 5
yeah.
years old. There's only 5 years left. So they tell you, you pay 40% down payment, then the balance you pay over 5 years.
So the payment collection is faster also.
Yes, correct.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
That also means that you don't buy unless you really need to lah. Because in Singapore, it's a small country. The roads will be jammed up as well if the vehicle population is very high. So they have all these impositions lah. Yeah.
Okay.
Another thing about not so nice thing about buying is that, of course, when you buy, you have to take care of all the maintenance, take care of all the repairs, and you need to make sure that there's warranty and that when you purchase the vehicle. In the first few years of ownership, right, this will be the time where depreciation is the highest. So the first 3 years usually that's where depreciation is the highest. After that, then it will go down. So if you notice, cars lose a lot of value in the first 3 years, right? Because vehicles will lose their value in the first 3 years, the highest lah.
I see.
In Singapore, there's a lot of import duties and tariffs which are actually imposed lah on vehicles. So things like COE, additional registration fees, ARF. There's also the PRF as well. Like all these things, it makes the car cost very, very, very high.
Yeah.
So car ownership in Singapore, vehicle ownership in general is very, very expensive lah.
Oh, COE, Mr. First. It's a different cost from the car cost. It's the certificate cost on its own.
Yes, that's true. So I don't know if this is the first time you're hearing this, but COE is just a certificate. It's just a piece of paper. Now there's no paper. It's just an electronic
Digital.
document.
Faham?
It's
But
document.
it's something to have lah for all.
You need it. So that document will allow you to purchase the car. But that document, the COE, it is the value, or rather the price of the COE varies every month because it depends on how many people are bidding for the COE. So the more
Okay,
bidding,
every
the
month.
higher the value will be. Guess how much is it now for a car? Average maybe.
50K?
It's actually close to 100,000.
100,000?
Yes.
Just the certificate?
Just a certificate.
Belum the car lagi?
Yes. Yes,
Well,
I kid you not.
Okay.
Okay,
Those
so-
buying cars need
so-
to have license? Ke not a requirement?
Not really.
Not a requirement.
For a car, that means bigger than 1.6 liters, is 114,000.
9,000 difference. Still a lot lah.
A lot, right?
So lower CC lower lah.
Slightly low lah, slightly only.
Slightly only.
Then if you look at goods vehicle, like all the lorries and the vans and the buses, right?
Wah.
76,000.
Bukan those higher CC tak
No, there's a separate category.
Oh, separate. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So earlier was the car category,
Oh, okay.
higher below 1.6 and above, and then we have category C, which is actually for goods vehicles. Motorcycles,
Alamak,
how much?
takut nak dengar. Sekejap 50?
No, it's close to 9,000.
Okay lah, okay.
Close to 9,000. It used to be as high as above 10,000, you know. And a lot of people were very stressed and all that lah, definitely. So I think the point here is that COE costs a lot lah. So that is on top of the vehicle
That's why.
and on top of the additional other import duties and tariffs and all that. So in Malaysia, I think road tax and insurance premiums for company vehicles are slightly higher than for passenger, than for personal owned vehicles lah. Right, there's a slight difference there. Right, but I think on the whole, it is a lot more affordable in Malaysia lah, which is great news lah.
Affordable than Singapore.
Yes, a lot more affordable. Yes. Yeah.
I see. Okay, so those are the pros and cons of buying a car. There are also surely pros and cons of leasing a car for a company.
Yes.
Can you share with us on this?
Sure. So leasing is again, this is actually you don't own the vehicle, so you're just using the vehicle. You're paying for the right to use lah. So let's look at the pros lah. The pros would be the initial cost, like if you were to buy, remember there's a down payment that you have to pay, right, 30% or more. Then in Malaysia maybe 10%, 20%, right? But for a leasing, no, you don't have to pay down payment.
No down payment.
No down
Okay.
payment. So they will ask you to pay 1 month's lease or 2 months lease in advance.
It's
Okay.
like renting house lah a
Yes,
bit.
correct.
Kan?
So it's like a security deposit. Pros and cons of leasing, tadi you asked. I would say there are some good pros lah with leasing, some good advantages there. Number one is the upfront cost when you want to lease is a lot smaller. So if you compare to buying, when you want to buy, you have to pay deposit, down payment, 20%, 10%. It's quite a big amount, right?
Yep.
And especially for Singapore with the COE and the vehicle value, easily the car can be 180,000, 240,000. If you're gonna pay 20%, 30%, 40%. Okay, good luck.
Yeah, good luck.
So if you were to lease, what the companies or the lessor usually ask from you is maybe a 1 month or 2 months security deposit. So maybe the leasing, you have come to an agreement, they will charge you say $3,000 to lease the vehicle. Then they will tell you, okay, look, leasing amount is 3,000, you pay us 6,000 for 2 months security deposit. That's about it. So it's a lot more affordable lah. Okay. And because leasing covers everything, usually covers everything inside already, your monthly expenses are more predictable. You know this is the amount I'm going to pay and that's it. I'm not going to be worried suddenly the vehicle breaks down or there's something need to be paid extra. Nothing. It's just that amount. That's it.
Worry about fuel je lah.
Yes, you only worry about fuel, you pay as you use. That's fantastic. And most of the time maintenance is included inside the lease package. So you don't have to worry about it as well. You just use the car, pay for petrol, and that's about it. Even your road tax and your insurances are all paid for. And one nice thing about leasing is that because it's like maybe you sign a 5-year contract or 3-year contract. So every 3 years or every 5 years, you can change car lah. You can change vehicle lah.
Betul juga.
Yeah, so you get a newer one, which
fun
you
lah.
know, fun.
Not. I mean, different experience rather than buying just that one car lah.
Correct. So you get something which is newer. You get something which is maybe doesn't cause you much problems also in that sense. So your experience with the vehicle will be better lah. Yeah, and because you are leasing it, right? You pay a certain amount. This amount is an expense. So from an accounting perspective, you don't recognize an asset anywhere. So there's no asset inside the balance sheet. There's no loan or financing at all lah. It's just an expense. And for income tax purposes and all that, it is all allowed as an expense. It's fully tax deductible.
Oh, that's it.
So
Okay.
I think these are the good points there lah. Yeah. So how about the cons, the bad
Yeah,
parts?
the bad one
Yeah.
surely have. Yeah.
So the bad part is that maybe you have grown attached to the vehicle.
But then it's
After-
not yours.
It's not yours. So at the end of it, you have to say bye-bye. You
Yeah,
have to cry
that's
lah.
why.
So especially when you really enjoyed the vehicle, you can't keep it lah. Right? But it's not so bad in Singapore because definitely after 10 years the CO will expire. So you have to let go the vehicle.
Still,
Still.
just
So,
longer term.
yeah, maybe a longer period lah. So it's okay. Ownership is not yours. The cons is that sometimes leasing companies will impose a certain mileage limit lah. So you can't drive more than maybe 100,000 in a year, for example. So they'll tell you that kind of thing. If you do, there'll be penalties. So you have to pay some fines. Okay, so that's something to look out for. Some may tell you, look, you cannot drive outside of Malaysia or outside of Singapore. So it's
Even
geographical limits as well.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, so these are some things to consider. Another one more thing is that maybe if you were to lease over a long period, say if it's more than 5 years, maybe it's 7 years or 10 years, right? You will end up paying a lot more than if you were to buy it.
Correct.
Okay, because let's put it this way: if you were to buy, maybe everything that the cost of purchase is say 200,000. Okay, it's a lot. I know it's a lot, but you pay maybe over 7 years. But if you were to actually go and lease it over 7 years or over 10 years,
It
right?
might cost even more.
It might be even more than 200,000. So this is something to consider lah.
Understand.
Yeah.
Can. I have a question on vehicle. Just
Sure.
vehicle. Okay, say a vehicle you buy it, but then you don't use it much. Will it depreciate less? Will it how to say? Will it
Lose
Dep-
value.
no. Will it slowly depreciate rather than depreciate fast because of if you use it more, it'll depreciate faster. But then if you use it less, it'll depreciate slower. Is it?
Yes and no. Okay.
Ah.
Let me explain. When you buy a new vehicle,
Mm.
definitely the first 3 years, the depreciation is higher because the value will drop in the first 3 years.
Oh, monetary value.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
understand.
But the depreciation because of using the vehicle, that means the mileage. So a higher mileage vehicle has lower value compared to a lower mileage vehicle. It will have a slightly higher value. So the more you use it, yes, the value will drop also. Yeah. So it's not just the first 3 years, but also maybe if you consider 5 years, then what is the mileage at the end of the 5 years?
I see.
So even personally for me, right, if I were to buy a used vehicle, like recently, maybe last 10 months ago, I purchased another vehicle. It was a used vehicle. So one of the things I looked out for was the mileage lah. So I wouldn't want to buy something which is higher than 100,000 kilometers on it, for example. So I try to buy something lower lah. Yeah.
Higher value.
It will be higher value, but at least I know it wasn't used too much lah in that sense. So it's a personal preference.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mileage used, you
Yes,
mean?
correct.
Okay,
Yeah.
faham. Okay, makes sense. So that's where depreciation happen in vehicles.
In the real world lah, but
the
not
real
not in
world.
accounting, not in tax
Yeah,
lah.
understand. Just that question
Yeah,
on
no worries.
that.
You know how to check, right, the mileage?
The meter at the front.
Yes, correct. It's called the odometer.
I think mine less than 50. Okay,
Nice.
still less. Not even 1 year. Okay.
Not even 1 year, 40,000. That's quite high, no?
Sometimes travel far lah, Mr. Pan. Singapore, balik kampung. Ni nak raya.
My car 4 years already is not yet 45k.
Kejap Mine dah reach 50k ke belum? Tak ingat, nanti
Cannot be
tengok
lah,
balik.
cannot be lah. That's a lot. That's a lot.
Tak apa, nanti I tengok balik.
Then you check.
Okay, so I would like to just jump on another question. Like you mentioned, there are some things that is tax deductible on the expenses spent on these vehicles.
Yeah.
And surely there are differences between Singapore and Malaysia. On what kind of expenses are tax deductible lah. So can you share more about this?
Sure, can. Okay, let's talk about Singapore first lah. So for Singapore side, if you were to purchase a car, so this company buying a car, so the company buys a car, but everything that you spend on it is not tax deductible. So it can be an asset of the company, but even the finance cost, that means you pay higher purchase, right? There's an interest element there. That one not tax deductible. On top of that, petrol, ERP, insurance, road tax, whatever it is, all of that not allowed. for tax. You can buy, but you cannot have tax deductions for it lah. Yeah. So the exception, or rather, what Singapore is trying for you to, is asking for you to do is don't buy the passenger car, but buy commercial vehicles.
Commercial.
So when you buy a commercial vehicle, these are known as a G plate, Y plate, X plate. These are vehicles especially for transporting goods, for carrying things and all that. It's actually for commercial use. So these are vans and lorries and all that. Everything that you spend, from buying it to maintaining it and all that, everything is tax deductible.
I
Yeah.
see. Can.
Yeah. And then on top of that, that is the usage part, right? But the purchase part, because you bought it, right? Under income tax law, there's this thing called capital allowances. So it's like depreciation, but depreciation is for accounting. For income tax, it's called capital allowances.
Capital allowance.
Yeah.
What is that?
It's the same concept as depreciation, but it follows the income tax rules. So they will
Oh,
tell you,
okay.
like, for example, this vehicle, what's the useful life? How many years you can use it for, and then how much you can claim for it. So they have their own set of rules,
Faham.
right? But for passenger cars, nothing. Nothing can be claimed. But for all commercial vehicles, all can be claimed, 100%.
Okay, understand. Different cars, different ruling, eh?
Yes, passenger vehicles, which is car, versus any commercial vehicle. Anything through car, aspirated vehicle, nothing. For goods vehicle, commercial vehicles, everything.
Understand.
That's the difference.
Okay, that's in Singapore.
That's Singapore.
How about in Malaysia?
Okay, Malaysia is a bit different. So Malaysia, you can buy a car under the company.
Oh, can buy.
That's the good part. Okay, and you can get tax relief as well. But they will tell you, look, there is certain cap on these things lah. Like for example, the vehicle value, they will tell you the vehicle value like below like from 50 to 100,000 and below 150,000. So there's certain caps there. So you need to go a bit deeper lah and check these things as well. So before you purchase, you may want to talk to your tax agent. Just confirm with them what is the ruling on cash. What is the ruling on car to be purchased under the company? Then you can follow the rules as well lah.
The 50k, 100k is the cost of the car.
Cost of the vehicle, yes, correct. And then at the same time in Malaysia, everything to do with maintenance, petrol, tolls, as long as it's used for business and you record it properly, you have evidences, or like nowadays, whatever you spend, take photo, you can have it electronically, right? Or you use an app like Settle or something, right? All of this is all captured. So there's a proper way to prove. All of it you can claim.
Oh, claim can. Different from Singapore lah.
Different from Singapore. And then things like lease payments, like if you were to lease it instead of buying it, right? The lease payments are also deductible, right? So how to
Lease payment even okay.
the like if you were to pay for lease instead of buying it, it's also deductible, no issue. So I think the crux here is how to make sure that you don't get a counter claim from LHDN. Means they say, hey, can you prove not that you use this for company, right? So how to prove that it's actually for company use is you either use a logbook, right? Which this normally companies do this lah. They will use the GPS. They will use Google Maps to check the distance, right, from point A to point B, and then they actually use that to write inside the logbook lah. I want to travel from here to here. So whatever they travel for business purposes and it's all supported is fine. You can claim for it as well. No issue. Another way, instead of using a logbook, is to use a GPS tracker.
GPS tracker.
So you have a device, you put it inside the vehicle, and then you use an app or a company which monitors for you lah. And then they will tell you, okay, this for every day, what are the routes that you have traveled? So they'll give you the reports, and from there you can distill which are the ones for company use, which are the ones for personal use as well.
But if we're to claim under company, only give the tracker under company lah.
You can only the ones which are for company use, you can claim for that lah.
As long as it's there digitally or physically, it should be fine lah to counter back if LHDN comes back.
True. How do you now support the claim? So it's like this. So in 1 month, say you total amount you pay for petrol is 1,000 ringgit. Okay, 1,000, and you know the amount. Okay. Then when you look at all your logbook, you look at your GPS reports and everything, right? Then you see how many km you travel for personal, how many km you travel for business. Total is equivalent to the amount of petrol that you
Yep.
paid. So you only claim for the business use. So you prorate it lah.
Yeah. I was thinking of the dividing.
Yes. So
Okay,
you take
okay.
the business use, divide by total use, times the total petrol cost lah. That's how you do it lah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
understand. So, those are the pro and cons of leasing a car for a company. Yeah, we talk about these two terms, but when, how do business owner actually determine if they need to buy a car or lease a car for the company?
Sounds a bit harder to answer. So I assume the emotional reasons are put aside lah. Okay, because sometimes you decide based on emotions.
Yeah.
That car looks so nice or that van looks so cute, and then you want to buy under the company. But if that's not the reason, then okay, we look at some financial reasons lah. So you should buy the vehicle if you intend to use the vehicle for long term. If you're gonna use it for 5 to 10 years, it's better to buy.
5 to 10 years better to buy. Less
Yes.
than 5 year lease.
Lease, correct. Okay, or up to 5 years, then you lease lah. If you want to have full control over modifying the vehicle, you know, sometimes, especially in Malaysia, you know, the sound exhaust not nice.
Need emotion.
Emotions. So if you want to have full control over modifying the car, or say you want to, you know, wrap the car a different color,
Oh,
or you want to wrap the car with a company
Company
sticker,
logo.
that kind of stuff.
Faham?
You know, so this is better for you if you buy lah, because nobody's gonna challenge you, right, for doing all these things. And at the same time, if you want to have say for example you are interested in doing a business which is primarily pivoting on the use of vehicles, like doing deliveries or something, right? Then it is better for you to have your own fleet of vehicles. So you don't have just one vehicle, you will have like
A
10
couple.
vehicles, right? Or 20 vehicles, right? At that level, it is important for you to show in your books that you have a healthy balance sheet. You have 10 vehicles. This is the value, for example. So buying it makes sense. At the same time, because you have bought so many vehicles, you can then negotiate for a better deal with insurance agencies.
Oh.
Yeah, so you get better price, right?
Play volume.
Yes, volume game. Yeah, so for that reason, buying is better lah. Yeah.
More lagi lah if it's transportation company.
Yes.
This
true.
approach should be applicable lah.
True. And then on the other perspective is if you want to lease it, when should you lease it, right? So you should lease if you want more cash flow flexibility. Because when you buy, you have to put in money, right? A lot, right? So if you want to have more flexibility, have money on hand, then better to lease, right? And then at the same time, if you do not know how long are you going to do this business, maybe you just want to try first.
Uncertain lah.
Yeah, see whether okay or not. Then just lease lah. Take for a short period, 6 months, then you try. If 6 months business is good, you want to continue, then okay, you sign a longer period, say 2 years or 3 years, something like that. So flexibility means lease. You don't know how long you're gonna need the vehicle, because maybe presently things are still uncertain. Maybe your business not yet strong. You know, at the same time, you want to lease if you are someone who wants to be able to upgrade the vehicle.
Yeah.
So you want to use it for 3 years, then you know a new model is going to come out. Then you know, I will want a new model. Then you just lease lah, you know.
Yeah.
Take for 3 years, new model come out, then upgrade to the new one.
And also I think this is if a company is expecting to grow, they will need a better vehicle.
Perhaps,
Macam a bit of business plan behind upgrading vehicle itself.
True. And especially like for example, if say for example you're doing wedding services lah, and one of your things that you provide is you provide a very nice bridal car.
Bridal car.
Right? A very nice Mercedes S-Class, perhaps. So you might want to lease it for 3 years or 2 years. Right? After 2 years, you change to another one, maybe Rolls Royce. So, right, I mean, customers will love it, right? So that could be your business idea lah. Yeah.
I see.
And then maybe last but not least, you should probably lease it if you want to reduce your exposure to maintenance costs. So because they cover everything, so
Mm-mm.
this is one less headache for you lah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just headache on fuel.
Yes. And
Not
now it's a
headache
headache.
because of the pricing.
Yes. 60 cents up already Tahu kan dah naik harga 60 sen tau.
Now I know.
Okay.
Apa tu, around 95?
Semua naik 60 sen.
Ani. Sorry. 60 cent? Not 6 cent.
60 sen.
6 cent doesn't make sense. But
Banyak sen lah 6 sen doesn't make sense.
oh, okay.
60 sen dah naik.
Banyak.
Singapore dah cecah $4 dah.
Oh. That's 95 Singapore.
That's 97.
97.
$4 kira wah
Tapi dah tinggi jugalah.
tinggi gila. Yeah, ini kan you know right, if you go into Malaysia, you exit Singapore, you're supposed to maintain 3/4 tank kan kat Singapore.
Now I
3/4
know.
tank. Dah tak sih kita beli kat Malaysia. Banyak tau. But
3/4. So
3/4.
can fill 1/4 only. Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, so those are the I would say determining factor if a company were to decide on buying or leasing a car lah.
Betul.
So we've covered that, and also the concept of buying and leasing itself, pro and cons of both. So like you yourself as an accountant, can I just ask if you have any advice on the topic that we have today of whether company should choose leasing or buying their car for the company?
Okay, so you asked me whether to buy or to lease. My opinion is this. Okay. So I tell my clients this simply is this. If you need a long-term asset and you can afford the upfront cost, you don't mind paying the down payment and everything, right? Then you buy the vehicle. Okay. But if you want to keep cash on hand, that means have money in your working capital for you to run your business, and you don't want to worry about all the other costs associated with keeping the asset, then you just lease because it's lesser headaches lah, right? But of course, just remember buying and leasing, buying more money upfront, then installments maybe smaller. Leasing means higher amount but constant lah, and also shorter period perhaps. So these are the main parameters. In Singapore, I think present times, because COE is very high right now, a lot of people are actually going for leasing. Yeah. So you can actually lease a vehicle with someone, meaning you can share lah. Like for example, you share, we lease a vehicle. I will use from what time to what time, you use from what time to what time. Then it doesn't become so expensive. Yeah. So that's what people do in Singapore lah. In Malaysia, things like buying the vehicle, there are some tax deductibility parts which are capped lah. So you have to read a bit deeper into this. But leasing, no issue. Okay. And then my advice to Singapore and Malaysia business owners, importantly, because you are claiming for tax, right? For the use of the vehicle, maintain your logbook. Okay. Or use a GPS tracker, right? Make sure that you can separate what is personal, what is business lah. Then you got no issues. Make sure you keep all these records. Yep. That's my okay.
So based on the sharing that you have shared earlier, I understand either leasing or buying car is actually based on what the business plan is itself among the directors. There need to be a discussion on which approach is better and benefit them lah, based on whatever indicator that they have within the company. And like you said, as per your accountant POV on advices given, it's okay. Deciding internally is one, but it's best if they were to ask their accountants as well on which approach is the best, because accountants will know also because they have the numbers, right?
Yep.
So
especially the tax part as well.
Yeah, the tax benefits out of leasing or buying. It's important to consult the accountants for their company, in their company also lah. Right. So we've went through a lot today on the sharings part, but do you have like a story to be shared related to our topic today that we can hear from?
I do. This is a very happy story. So
Okay.
yeah, it's not horror at all. So what happened? What I can share with you is this. I've owned a car since I was 17,
17.
17 years old. So I've been driving since then. I had a car and it's always been a purchase lah. That means I bought the car and I paid for it until the year 2018 or so lah. 2017, 2016 lah, thereabouts lah. So at that point in time, then I decided to actually go and lease. So I took up a 5-year lease and it was a brand new vehicle. So I got this car, which is actually a Citroen car. It's like a crossover lah. It's not really a car. It's not really an MPV.
Oh,
It's not really a SUV, but it's somewhere in between.
in between.
Yeah, it's a quite cute car. So it's a very small CC car, 1.2 liters with turbo. So it's just enough power, no? So this car is a new car, right? And everything is inclusive. The amount I paid for it is actually very okay. It's $1,000 plus, around $1,700. But this was at that point in time now. Okay. So it is higher than if I were to pay an installment lah. But of course, if I were to purchase with installments, then there's a down payment I have to pay lah. This one there's no down payment. In fact, they only asked me for 1 month security deposit.
Oh.
Yeah. So the story goes that I only paid 1 month security deposit for the vehicle, which was very, very good on cash flow lah. And then I enjoyed the car for 5 years, alhamdulillah. And it was a very, very nice 5 years with the car because the car was new, didn't have any problems at all. We also took care very well of the car. Every single thing for servicing, maintenance, all borne by the lessor. And the lessor is actually Mercedes-Benz. Yeah, so they own the car. Mercedes-Benz actually is the leasing company,
Oh, faham.
which also means that okay, so this really happened to me. Okay, so the first time they took the car for servicing, so they called me and they said, "Okay, Mr. Fast, I want to come and take your car." No, this is it. So they say, "Where will you be?" I said, "I'll be in the office lah." So okay, they come and take the car in the office. Then they tell me, "Okay, look, I have this car and this car as a replacement car. Which one do you want?"
Oh, sementara it goes for service.
Yes. So they always will replace me with a car.
Apa?
So they said at that point in time they have a Toyota Camry and I don't know what other car lah. Then I said, okay lah, I'll take the Toyota Camry lah. Actually they're supposed to give me a Citroen also, but they didn't have one on hand lah. So they said, I'm okay lah, no problem. I'll take the Camry.
Usually replacement car, it doesn't matter lah, higher value, lower value, same value,
According to Mercedes, they will give a same value car. As in something which is like what you have lah. That's their policy lah. So but since they didn't, they said, we have a Camry, can I give you a Camry? I said, no problem lah, no issue. I pun tak cerewet lah. I mean, okay je, tak kisah.
Faham.
So they sent me the Camry, I drove. After 3 days, they sent back my car. Then they took the Camry. Then the guy who took it, he looked at the car and he said, hey, you wash the car? I said, yeah. I mean, the car didn't wash lah. It's okay lah. Then I said, wow. Then he went inside the car. He on, there's extra petrol inside the car. I said, yeah, it's okay. I needed the petrol. I don't know when you're going to pass me back my car, right?
Betul.
Then he said, okay, I'm going to tell my boss you really took good care of the car. I said, okay. Next day, I think the senior called me. They said, hey, no, not next day. The next service interval, right? So they're going to take my Citroen again. So this time on, the senior called me and said, hey, I remember last time you took very good care of the Camry. They said, yeah, normal lah. We take care of the car lah. Then he said, okay, so this time I'm going to give you a nicer car lah. I said, oh, okay. Thank you very much.
Maksudnya?
I'm going to give you a nicer car as a replacement.
Oh, replacement.
Yeah.
Faham.
So I said, okay lah, no problem lah. They said, okay, you enjoy the replacement car. Okay, I said, okay. So from that moment on, all the cars that he replaced me with are all Merc.
Oh.
Yeah. So I get to try
Just because of the Camry.
But I mean, I'm someone who takes care of the vehicle lah. So I think the guy really appreciates that for some reason.
Wow.
So I got a CLS, I got a CL, no, not a CL, a CLA 200. I've got an A200 sedan. I've got a GLA. So I drove a lot of buses just for like 3-4 days. And it was fun. It was nice. Which is why ultimately I still went to go and buy Merc lah. But the point is, it was a very nice experience. They really took get good care of me. They also gave me good replacement cars, and I enjoyed the whole experience lah. Yeah. So if you get a good lessor company, I think you'll have a good experience leasing lah.
Yeah. Fun also,
No, very
leasing.
fun. But it was a bit stressful for my wife.
Oh.
Yeah, because the Citroen is a nice compact car. It's not so big, not so small, just nice. Very fun to drive. But then when you give her a CLA, it's a long Mercedes.
Understand.
She's like, oh my god, how am I gonna drive
Yeah,
this?
yeah.
If you are a business owner seeking professional guidance from Mr. Faz, feel free to scan the QR code attached below or using the contact details provided in the caption below.
As a woman, I understand because I mean like sometimes you are comfortable with what you have been driving, and a new car is like a new adaptation to. Then some cars got longer bumper at the back,
That's
so
true, that's true.
the parking and all,
I
yeah.
have a different point of view.
Different lah, but it's
Okay.
fun.
Itu dah dia plan dia, insyaAllah.
Best juga leasing. Tapi ada pro and cons lah.
Yes. I would say in Malaysia, leasing is still okay. There's a few big operators. One of them is called Flux, Flux. It's quite big lah. But I think the amount that you pay is a lot. So in Malaysia, to me, in Malaysia, still okay to buy.
Understand.
Still okay to buy.
And-
And yeah lah. There's also the whole chapter about electric cars lah.
That's another thing.
Yeah. So how? You were confident now about buying and leasing
Yes.
vehicles? Okay.
Yeah. I can now see the difference in depth lah. Because this before this is just I have in mind of the pro and cons and what each approach have brought up, like the side things about the approach, but now I understand it in more in depth. And the tax part is of course something new lah, as always. Right.
Yep.
So I've gained a lot today.
Alhamdulillah.
Thank you, Mr. Faz, for your sharing.
Most welcome. Most welcome.
Okay.
Always happy to see you for this.
And I'll just come to you again for other topics lah
Okay.
in our next meeting.
Can, insyaAllah. No worries.
Okay.
Cool.
So if you enjoy today's topic and want to get more, do ensure to check out our bonus freebies, which is the checklist of today's topic available at our FTA website. It's free for you to download and it's accessible for you to obtain it anytime. In the next episode, we'll discover another exciting topic. Business feels stagnant. What can I do to reignite growth? We'll share with you some simple topics on how you can grow your business again. See you next time. Bye.